Good morning, guys. Today is March 6, 2017. We are looking at, welcome back to another week. Today we're looking at basically there's quite a few gappers today, which is nice to see, especially with some news. So last week was pretty slow in the markets. I took last Wednesday off after a while. I was just going through a bunch of losses, and I just needed to clear my head. So I took Wednesday off. Thursday I was just watching the markets, and then Friday I was ready to trade, but I didn't see any setup that I liked except RNVA. RNVA was one of the stock that started moving. So today, basically on that stock, we're just looking for continuation. Looking to see if we can basically open above this, previous high, which was 327. High of 327. So if it opens above that, potentially we could run. What I'm looking for on this here is a push towards, let's see if you can get in over 346, which is the pre-market high. The reason being is because if you get in over, if you get it over 346, we get in over 346, and then look to sell basically for the break of 350, and then a potential push towards 360, 370, 380, all the way up to 4. There's some room. There's some resistance in the 353, but I feel like that wouldn't be a hard resistance. It would, if it breaks 350, if it breaks the pre-market high 346, we can potentially see it just pop through and run. Now pre-market, it is pulling back a little, so potential entry again is break of pre-market high. We don't want to buy here just because it could be just weak. It might not even run, but if it breaks a pre-market high, we could potentially see a possible run on this. Next thing we have is GALT, GALT. Now GALT, what we're looking for on this is it does have news out as well. It's has a float of 18.81 million. News out that they have a demonstrated positive results on one of their studies, and it's above its moving averages on the daily. Let me just bring some of the studies back here. It's above its moving average, is gapping up. Now as you guys can see, it is just before the market open, it is looking a bit weak here, but a potential potential break of 210 here, so the first 5 minutes to make a new high, could potentially see a run back up to the pre-market high, and then break of that, we could potentially see it run up to the 250s, which would be ideal. If you get in 210, ideal exit would be 250, so that's what we're looking for there. Next thing we got is NOVN. NOVN, it is looking a bit weak. Pre-market just haven't done much, so we're just gonna keep it on the watch here. Same thing with IMUC. IMUC, pre-market gapped up. It does have a news out. They provided update on one of their studies as well, but it just kind of not looking good pre-market. And then SPU is the last one. We're just kind of watching it. It's a bit higher price stock. We're just watching it. I mean, it does make previous moves. I believe that it does have a news out this morning as well. And it's a low float. IMUC and SPU, RNVA are some of the low floats. NOVN, there's no information on float out for this on Yahoo or shortsqueeze.com, so just don't know. But I know it's low float just because the shares on this are 15.94 million, so those are outstanding shares, so the float is usually lower than that. So so the markets are going to open in about 8 seconds, so we're just going to be watching this. There you go, we're just open. So we're watching RNVA. So we're just watching this. I'll watch the video once you know, things start moving here and I, you know, find something that I want to jump into, and then I'll bring you guys back in. So I tried getting in this SPU on the break of 6 there, but I just didn't get filled. It was way too fast, you know, popped over 590, gets over 6 and quickly pops over to 632. So definitely a great play there if I would have got in on the break of that. But now we'll probably just wait for some sort of a pullback on this. We don't want to jump in, you know, all the way up in the, oh, look, it's coming down. So we want to see what happens now here. Potentially a break of, you know, we could get in on the break of 650, but so we'll see what happens here. Be watching it. Alright guys, so SPU RNVA is running. We're just gonna watch what happens there. So RNVA is running as well. We're just watching it right now. So guys, RNVA is running. You know, it curled back nicely and then you know, popped right over. So great, was a great play. But again, we were watching it over the 346 level. That was the point on that, watching it over 346, and then it just broke through it. But I want a more cleaner pullback on this before I jump in. Not looking to jump in this high up into the move, looking for a pullback and then a potential entry on this. So we'll see what happens on that. So DXTR just kind of popped up on the scan as well. So we're just watching it. You know, it's a previous runner, as you guys can see on this candle here. You know, on this day, on the 11th, basically of January 11th, went all the way up to, you know, 233s from the low ones. So it definitely has potential here. We just want to see. I'm just gonna also look if there's some news out on it, and I'll be back, guys. Guys, I tried to get in on SPU at 650, but again, I didn't get executed. I was looking for the break of hot dollar mark, get in for 650, and then the target would be 7, but didn't get it. So I'm just gonna take it off for now, and then we'll see what happens. It's obviously running. It's obviously strong. You know, good 5-minute setup as well. You know, pulled back and then starts moving up again. So definitely a good setup on that as well. But we'll see what happens. Oh, it's looking weak now. Oh, it's dropping. I don't know what happened there. You know, high of 86.88, and then it just drops back down. It's being very choppy. Don't know what's going on. Look at the spread here, 646 to 660. Obviously not a good thing to look at, or, you know, obviously not a good thing to so I don't know. I don't like it. Just the way it's acting, just the way the price action is. Not really interested in it. We're watching DXTR here as well. DXTR does look strong. The only thing with this is I'm thinking about getting in on this on a break of that 158, but what I'm going to do is I'm only going to take 200 shares instead of 300. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a clean pullback on this 1 minute. Just the way this candle is acting, you know, it pulled back. I would have liked to see this a bit more pullback down here, and then this candle to run. That would have been a nice clean 1 minute pullback, but it doesn't look like we're getting that here. So you'll just be watching it, see what happens. Alright guys, so DXTR is you know, curling back up, but I didn't like any of the setups on here. I mean, 1 minute wasn't so clean. 5 minute doesn't look so clean. So just because of all that reason, I just decided to stay away, and I'm not regretting it. I think it was a good decision. You know, staying away from a stock that's just not giving a clean entry, and you know, waiting for the one that does. Because if I was to get in here, it's just going to be choppy. You know, it's not going to be a clean entry, and if it's not a clean entry, that means, you know, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to go my way, or it's not going to give me what I'm looking for. So based on all that, I just decided to stay away from it, which is all good. Just because, you know, and like I said, if I, you know, would have got in on the break of this high at 158, it just not much room there, right? It didn't pull back enough. It didn't have a clean 5 minute setup, or, you know, even a clean 1 minute setup. So if I don't see a setup, it's just better for me to stay away from it. So we're just still no trades. You know, we're about half an hour into the market open. We're just staying on the sideline, staying patient, and waiting for the right setup. Alright guys, so nearly about an hour into the market, about 10:20 right now. So just watching different things. I'm not getting any clean follow throughs on any of them. You know, for example, DXTR, you know, just kind of consolidating just around this level here. But I don't know if it still have any strength left. I don't know if it's you know, if it if it has any momentum left. I mean, the volume's pretty dying off. Even in the 5 minute, you know, there's volume declining, as you guys can see here. I don't know if I can. Oh, I guess I can. I didn't know if I could draw on the volume bar here, but I guess I can. So as you guys can see here, you know, the volume is just basically pretty much declining. So what that tells us is that people are just kind of, you know, traders are not paying attention to it. People are just kind of moving out. It has a little bit of a spike, and now people are moving out. Similar thing in BLPH. Or not, sorry, BLPH, CCIH, I think it was. Yeah, CCIH, similar thing, you know, it popped up, but it just never gave a clean 1 minute or 5 minute setup. 5 minute, it just kept running. It was pretty strong on 5 minute. Same thing with 1 minute, you know, a little bit, not really much of a pullback, and then just now it's fading. So that's what's happening with a lot of the stocks right now. And just, you know, realizing that and be like, you know what, most of these stocks are just making one move up and then, you know, not giving any clean follow-throughs. That's keeping me on, you know, on my tippy toes here, making sure that I don't just jump into anything. I mean, BLPH, again, you know, on any other day when, you know, there's a lot of momentum in the stocks, this would be a good clean 1 minute setup. You know, runs up, pulls back, runs up again. But I don't feel comfortable with it, so I don't think it's a good 1 minute setup. Maybe we'll look for a good 5 minute setup on this, but for 1 minute, I don't know if it has that potential, to even run back up to 164. I mean, there were some pretty big sellers. Now at 158, there's a 31,000 seller. I mean, 154 is a $30,000 buyer, but that'll just be a tug of war between which side wins now, right? So we'll see what happens here. See if 158 gets taken out. But I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. Other than that, I mean, if nothing pops up in the next 10-15 minutes or so, I'll probably be closing up here. No trade for today. That's okay. That's what I'm working on. I don't need to make a trade every day. I don't need to jump into anything. I'm just waiting for that good setup that I feel comfortable taking, and I'll take that. And then once I start getting some wins in a row, some good setup, some good winning streak, then I would look to scale up once I have a bit more of the strategy down. Right now, when I do go in with bigger sizes, I just never play them right. So, last week I made a goal that I would be just playing with small sizes, building up my confidence, building up my my eye for, to spot certain plays, to spot which plays are going to work, which ones are not. BLPH, obviously I didn't jump in on this just because I kind of realized it doesn't look like it's going to have a clean 1 minute setup. Just based on other stocks, right? Just based on all the other stocks that are, not giving a clean 1 minute setup, or after the pullback, not really making any moves back to the high of day. So, just keeping all that in mind, not really trading anything right now. Today might be a day where I don't make any trades at all, and that's okay. That's okay. That's a, better way to start a Monday, or a better way to start the week than, making a bad trade or making, starting the week on a red note. So, we'll just be watching it and see what happens. Alright, so we're watching BLPH still, but like I said earlier, on 158 there was a big seller, but now look, 162, 163, 165, 164. There's some big sellers on this stock here, on this name. 162 looks pretty stacked. 163 is pretty stacked, and on 158, or on the bid side, sorry, there's not a lot of buyers coming in. So obviously getting in on this stock is not the smartest move. Even getting on the break of this for the 5 minute setup, I wouldn't jump in, just because I know it's overextended, right? It's it's reaching near its daily daily resistance. So 168, 169 in the past, 169 here. There's definitely some big sellers here in this area. So just keeping all that in mind, I don't think it's a good trade here. So I'm just gonna stay away from it and protect myself. Alright guys, so DXDR, we're watching it for this 5 minute setup. This one popped over, did make a new high, but I was very glad as we were talking about it. The volume was declining. There wasn't on 1 minute the volume was really bad. It was consolidating below its 9 and 5 EMAs on 1 minute. And when it did pop over, it didn't attract any volume. Same thing with 5 minute. When 5 minute made a new high, it didn't attract any volume. And now it's just kind of going sideways. I mean, it is consolidating. It could potentially run, but as you guys can see, it is making lower lows here. And once it starts, making higher lows, and then potentially, the range gets tight after consolidation, and it comes out of it and it breaks it. But I won't be here for that, so just I won't be able to trade it, so that's fine. No trades today, which is great. I rather just take good quality setup versus low quality setup. And it's crazy because last week, going through my losses, I talked about how going forward into March, I'm gonna really decrease my share size, so 100 to 300 maximum shares, and not let things get away from me, not jump into anything. And it's great because when I know that I'm only going to be trading 100, 200, 300 shares, I feel much more confident just staying on the sideline, because I know that I only want to take setups that have a potential to run, 20, 30, 40, 50 cents. I don't want to get into something that's only going to run, 10 cents, or only has a room to run 10 cents, or it doesn't look like it's strong enough for it to really run. So just taking these smaller trades, taking smaller share size, it makes me feel comfortable, because I know even if I lose, I'm not losing a lot, or whether on fees or whether on trade itself. I mean, even if I take 200 shares and I give it a 10-cent stop loss, if I'm down 10 cents, I'm only down $20, $4 for fees, so I'm only down $24, right? But if I take a 500 share position and I'm down 10 cents, I'm down nearly $60. And so that difference alone gives me a bit more confidence, just staying small size, waiting for the right setup. I feel more patient when I'm actually taking small sizes, because I know I'm looking for something that's going to give me a good move, that's going to potentially have better odds than just random trades. So nothing else is moving today, or nothing else. A lot of stocks moved during the market open, but an hour later into the market, everything just kind of seemed slow. Markets are a bit down. All the markets are red today, red across the board. Show you guys here, all the North American commodities. I don't know how they're doing. Gold is down, so industries are all down. So a lot of the stuff is down today, which is okay. Maybe traders are not as excited moving forward, or whatever the case is, but that's fine. We're just we're being patient, and I think that's all I can ask for myself. I can ask for just be patient, wait for the right setups, take smaller positions, and then once I build that confidence, once I build that the demeanor to feel comfortable taking larger sizes, and it's all mentality, right? That's what trading is. Trading is all mentality. So once I get comfortable taking 200 shares on good trades, and I'm taking consistently out of 5 days a week, 4 days I'm taking trades that are making me 30-40 cents, and then one day I have a loss, or 2 days I have a 10-cent loss, but then my winners are 30, 40, 50 cents. Once I can consistently do that for a month, 2 months, then I can scale up, because then I'm gonna know what kind of trades I'm looking for, what kind of setups I'm looking for, what kind of stock I'm looking for. And I think that's where I went wrong in February. The reason I had such a big red month is because I was taking big sizes on every trade, and when I'll win $100, but when I'll lose, on my losing day, I was down like $200 on a day, or $80 on a day. Roughly the average was, I believe, on my daily loss was about $43. So for the month of February, every day from February 1st to February 28th, I lost about $43 on the day average, which is pretty bad. So the reason being was that I was taking big sizes, I wasn't comfortable with most of my trades, and I was just moving in looking for make that quick bucks. And once I take smaller sizes, I know it's not about the money anymore, because even if the stock moves 20 cents, I'm only making $30-40, but that's okay, because right now my main goal is to work on my psychology. My main goal is to work on my mental attitude of having a positive attitude and expecting having an open attitude, ready to accept what the market is telling me, and not go in with the biased opinion of which way the stock's going to go, because I'm dealing with the unknown. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. So for me to just go in with smaller position and just keep my brain open to accept whatever the market's telling me, whether it's telling me I'm in the right trade, or whether it's telling me I'm in the wrong trade at the wrong time. With smaller position, it'll be easy for me to move in and out and not feel so bad about the fees, not feel so bad about 5-10 cents losses, and over time, once I start getting that consistency and winning sign, then I'll look to scale up. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Another great day of just staying on the sideline, just watching these stocks, and just not being able to get in any, just because they didn't fit your criteria. I mean, the ones I did try to get in earlier in the day, I'll show you my orders here. Right here. So I tried getting in SPU at $5.99, and then I tried getting in at $6.50. That was I'll bring it up here just so you guys can see. when I tried getting in earlier in the day, was for the break of $6. Right here for the break of 6, the pre-market high. I tried getting in. It pushed all the way up to 640, then pulls back and then runs all the way up to 680. And that's, the second time I tried getting in was the break of the pre-market, or the break of the daily high, which was 647, and I had my order at 650, but I just wasn't fast enough, and it kind of moved without me. But that's okay. Out of all the trades that I did decide to make, it was on this, and I'm glad, because both times, if I would have gotten in, I would have made money. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow hopefully will be a better day, a lot more pullbacks, good pullbacks, quality setups, and potential runners. So we'll check back in the morning, and then we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.